Hello and welcome to the podcast. I'm Marisa.
I'm Ariana.
And we're the Krolmeister sisters. As a reminder, this podcast is rated T for teen for strong language and mature themes.
If you like your podcast fucking clean without any swear words or shit like that, head on over to her very own podcast, Unlocked, where they talk to people about things in clean manners.
Generally, we think.
Pretty sure.
We make no claims. We're pretty sure, though. We're pretty sure they don't say the fuck word.
I feel fairly confident in this fact.
I'm pretty sure. But if they do, please tell us.
Right? Damn it, Hermjack, you're making us look a fool!
I know, right? So, what are we going to be talking about today other than the fuck word?
The fuck word?
We say it all the time.
That's silly. Today, we're talking about games that could have been great.
He could have been great.
Could have been great, kid.
Could have been great. So, games that we feel had so much potential, and then just weren't. They just weren't. They just fucking weren't. We have 5 on here, but I don't know. There's probably more that will just come spewing out.
Yeah.
So let's get started, Ariana.
Okay.
Just get us started.
All right. Well, my first one to bring up is Secret of the Old Clock. Like, let's put aside the fact that, it's randomly in the 1930s. Let's just accept it.
It's a LARP.
It could have been so good. They're looking for a will, and there's clock puzzles, and, it could have been great. And this eccentric man leaving behind clues in Shakespeare and golf courses and what is, but then somehow it falls very flat.
Flat. Like the characters.
Like the characters, who are just cardboard cutouts that were stuck in scenes.
Yeah, pretty much.
And I don't mean visually, though also a bit visually.
A bit visually. I mean, or melted wax figures.
Yeah.
Left in the
it's a
car
cardboard cutout of melted wax figure.
Amazing.
Yeah.
The only one that actually looks like a cardboard cutout is Emily.
She's so scary.
She doesn't look like she's, in the right environment.
No,
but,
she doesn't.
That said, my main issue with it is that it doesn't feel like... It feels very disjointed, the entire game. And so many of the puzzles feel just... They're just not good. I'm just trying to come out with another word for it. Engaging. They're not engaging. How about that?
And then their way of world building in having you deliver those fucking telegrams.
Yes. Fetch quests.
Was just the most ill-conceived idea.
Yeah, because you have to make money, you have to drive around. But driving around means that you use gas, which means you have to go spend money to get more gas, which means you have to drive around more to make more money.
And then,
which makes it uses more gas, which means you then have to drive around to make more money.
In order to get the trivet, you have to go to the lady and ask for the trivet, and then she says, go ask for the cards from my person. Mm-hmm. She's like, oh, well, I have to go get toys and deliver them to the...
No. You go get cards. I need the raffle tickets. Okay, I need to go get the raffle tickets. The raffle tickets, I need to go get toys. You go get the toys. Now, you go get the toys, and... No, she said, you go get the toys, you bring the toys back, and she goes...
Oh yeah, now you have
I don't even have the raffle tickets. You have to go pick them up from them being fucking printed. You go get them, pick them up from the printers, and he says, sorry, I have to go catch a fish. So now you have to go catch a fucking fish, so then you can go pick up the goddamn raffle tickets after they've been fucking printed. Then you can take them back for the cards. Then you can take the cards back for the trivet. And then you finally have the fucking trivet.
And it's nothing important, really. And the worst part is, as you're driving around wasting gas, you then also have to stop and do fucking telegram deliveries because you have to have money in order to put gas in your car in order to do this stupid runaround.
But at least you have the amazing line of, well, of course it doesn't taste good, Clarence. It's a pine cone.
I love it so much.
That's one we missed in our last episode.
I know, right? Every line out of that lady is just pure gold. No, we don't eat mud.
He's actually taken a bite out of it. Well, of course it doesn't taste good, Clarence. It's a pine cone. I'm like, amazing.
Yes.
Just fucking amazing.
But
so good. That's the only good part of that entire fetch quest.
Yeah,
right. Adulthood simulator. Yes.
Exactly what it is.
To be fair. It's so It's just so
But yeah. Could have been great.
It could have been great. And instead we did a fetch quest that lasts literally like half an hour.
Wop wop. It's like that. When Reese and I were growing up in theater, there was this legendary scene in a play. Everybody brought it up in this production of Amelia Bedelia, where they had a 20-minute invisible baseball scene. Okay, maybe it was 10 minutes, but it felt forever. And there was no bat, no ball, and it was just kids saying things that were up in the sky and running around, and we never got over it. That's what that fetch quest thing is.
Yes. Yes, it was. Thank you. I want to talk about Trail of the Twister now.
Okay.
Yeah?
We can
Are we done with the clock? Yeah. Okay. I want to talk about Trail of the Twister because they made storm chasing boring.
How do you do that?
They gave us a game that was about interning with storm chasers.
Here,
storm chasers.
Analyze this data.
Here, fix the TV set. Here, get rid of the fucking prairie dogs. Here, catch some fucking mice for the 4th time today. Hit the sack, Nancy. Like, that's what they gave us. I have never been so disappointed in my life.
I think the best scene that really points out how just devastatingly unentertaining it is you're chasing a storm and you stop to take a picture of it as it destroys this farm, and you instead have to solve the puzzle in order to unlock it. You can hear that there's a storm going on around you, and you're being told, wow, Nancy, I need to get this footage. And it's just like, great, there's something exciting happening. I'm not involved. I'm just sitting here, like, messing with the camera. But, you know, something interesting is happening somewhere.
Yep.
I hate it.
Yeah, exactly. And the absolute worst part of it to me is that the story itself isn't bad. It's not a bad story. It's just so poorly done. It's just, they spend the entire, like, 3rd act with everyone knowing who did it. It's like we spend the entire 3rd act having already, like, ruled out that it was Frosty. You know, the other bald one. It's fine.
Yeah.
That it was Frosty and Chase. Like, we've already ruled out that it's those people. Mm-hmm. So now we're left with it either being Debbie, Pa, or Scott. But we already have all of these clues for Scott, right? Mm-hmm. And it's like, it's incredibly clear that it's Scott. And then at the end it's like, oh my gosh, it's Scott. And we're like...
Because Debbie spends the whole time going, it's not Scott. Scott loves this team. It would never be Scott. Get away from that thing that obviously means that it's Scott. So, like... It's like, that's not a twist, guys. That's just lying to us. Like, there's a difference between a twist and a lie.
Exactly. And this was just This was just bad. And it could have been good. It could have been great. It could have been grand. It could have been swell. I'm not over it. And the worst part is that they ruined the ending for us on this Amateur Sleuth blog.
I will never forgive them.
I am still not over that, and it's been 10 years.
Just sitting there staring at it going,
almost,
no.
Right? I don't know. I don't know when it came out. 2010 or 2009, I can't remember. It's been either 9 or 10 years now, and I'm still not over that fact. That they ruined it for us.
Yeah.
I think it was 2010, actually. Still. Not over
okay. And I know that there was never really going to be a thing with this happening, but we were working with Krolmeister. We were working with PG Krolmeister. He could have been like our Q. He could have been fucking giving us like, we hear all about weird Krolmeister tech. He could have been like giving us stuff to like help with surveillance and things like that. Like how crazy would that have been?
I know, right?
Yeah.
And then instead, nothing.
We get a lesson in how tenure works and
in the broken system of tenure.
And a disgruntled.
But to be fair, it would have been even worse if he'd had tenure. Yeah. Can you imagine Scott with tenure?
Jesus.
That would have been awful.
Just awful.
That would have been terrible. You never want the Scotts of the world to have tenure.
No.
That's just dangerous. So you want to talk about Haunted Carousel?
I do want to talk about Haunted Carousel. I want to talk about Haunted Carousel very much. Because how did they make a game set in an empty theme park so boring?
And it's only 3 hours long, like casually.
Right.
The game is 3 hours long casually, and it still feels boring and long.
Yes. Nothing happens.
I feel like the worst thing about it is that I'm having to call people constantly. I feel like, and that's like one of my worst things in real life, right? Where I'm having to like spend a day of just playing like phone tag with people. And that's what this game is. It's just phone tag, the game.
I feel like a lot of these types of games, for like our generation are why so many of us have so much trouble with phones. Because it's not just us. This is like a generational thing. We're all like, oh, I don't want to call people. Like, I don't know. But anyway.
We all have phone anxiety.
It could have been, it could have had like great backstory. And we could have gotten more out of the whole father wanting his daughter to find the joy in life. Joy. Because, you know, there could have been more puzzles, more, you know, to
any
build.
Puzzles?
Yeah, just to actually build that up instead of just, like, 2 riddles and that's it. 2 riddles and then...
There are 3 riddles, Ariana?
Yeah, but it feels like 2. Like, I thought about it in my brain. I was like, there's 3, but it feels like 2. It feels like you barely start digging into it, and they're like, I'm cured, Nancy! Thank you so much! I'm like, oh, God.
I remember everything. That's not how that shit works.
Nope.
You need to go to therapy, Joy. Like, legit therapy.
Yeah.
Nancy ain't fixing that shit.
But I've got Miles, the magnificent memory machine.
Yeah, well, he is not a trained therapist.
I think my father knew what he was doing.
Obviously.
She burned all the pictures.
Yeah.
She just, like, lost her mind. Like,
she was 4, and someone let her have a lighter, I guess?
How did she do it?
How did a 4-year-old get access to things to burn? Like, that's worrisome to me.
But yeah, like, we could have spent less time trying to interrogate an ex-con, a man on parole, who was just doing his duty of having a job.
Yeah.
We could have done with less of that. And more of the touching father-daughter story. Like, that would have just been great.
Yeah, but Nancy has to be a terrible person.
Give us a few more jump scares. Like, okay, we've got the car trying to crash us. That's, like, it. Like, there could be so many things that go wrong in this park. Like, I don't know. It could have been so much better.
Yeah. I mean, go just ham on the whole haunted thing.
Yeah.
Like, it's supposedly haunted. Just go in on it. He's trying to make it seem haunted. Just do it. Just fucking do it.
Yeah.
And yet.
This is what we got.
This is what we got. Could have been good.
Yeah.
And instead, to be fair, at least we can just get completely crushed by a carousel.
That is pretty neat.
So that's fun, at least. Oh, we should have done favorite second chances. Oh, well.
Oh, well, man.
I want to talk about Shattered Medallion. Shattered Medallion could have been even better. See, I love Shattered Medallion Sunny. Like, Sunny in the Shattered Medallion is good. I enjoy him. I enjoy him as a character. I enjoy the backstory we got with him. I enjoy all of the depth we got out of him as a character. Because I feel like we got a lot out of him. I do not feel like we got enough out of that story, though. I feel like they created Sunny and Jin, and then it just kind of got plopped in the middle of Shattered Medallion. And there was no thought at all to the story. And it's bad because of it.
Well, somebody had been holding on to that, and they were like, yeah, we'll put... And then finally they went, look, we're really struggling for ideas, Jeff. Just put your story in the middle of this story, and we'll be fine. It's like, but I don't think he belongs there. I don't think this is something Sunny would just put him in, and we'll work it. It'll be fine. And it didn't. It wasn't fine.
I mean, technically, like, didn't the location get picked by a fan? For one of the...
Did it? That's...
Yeah, for one of the... Their stupid...
Contest things.
Contests. So New Zealand was picked as a location by a fan, and that's why it doesn't get explored as a location at all.
They're like, we were not prepared for this.
They're like, here's some sheep. You're in New Zealand. That's all that there's in New Zealand, right? Sheep. No. But that's all they give us. And that, like, just as a thing, a Sunny game could have been better. Or a reality show game could have been better. You know, separately, those two games could have been so good. And yet, they were smashed into one, and we ended up with this half-baked Sunny reality show game that didn't make any sense. Because only half of each thing was fully explained.
Yeah.
And we didn't go fully in depth on either one. And so it just ended up, like, split.
Yeah, like how... Just like how in Secret of the Old Clock, you've got the Jules story, and you've got the Will story. They're just kind of, like, rubbing up against each other and, like, not melding it all.
Yeah, it's because that one was done off of Secret of the Old Clock and Secret at the Lilac Inn.
Yes, I know.
They didn't integrate it properly, and it's stupid.
And that's how it feels with this.
Yeah, exactly. It's stupid. It could have been so good.
It could have been.
But I also have to say that everyone hates on Sunny in that game far too much.
I think it would have been neat if we hadn't known it was Sunny going in. I think it would have been really cool to have a much better, like, okay, you know how in Spy we get, wait, you're Samantha Quick?
Yeah.
I think it could have been even better with Sunny, because it would have been like, this is a character that we all love. And we wouldn't have gone in going, oh, it's Sunny June! We would have gone in going, okay, what's going on with this character? What's happening? Wait, what?
Yeah.
It would have been perfect.
Especially if they'd gone in with actually using his, like, Korean name, maybe.
Yeah.
And maybe then people would understand that he's Korean. So that's a huge part of the fandom. Apparently does not understand that he's supposed to be Korean.
Yeah. People are...
Which I think that's incredibly... That's one of the few ones where they're being, like, explicit in stating so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But that's just me, I guess.
I mean...
Since they had to actually, like, say it on one of the streams or something, they're like, no, yeah, he's Asian. And people are like, what? He is? And it's like, yes. But whatever.
Where do y'all think that name comes from?
Yeah, Seung-Jun? Okay.
Yeah.
But whatever.
No, but it'd be a nice way to work it in, and it'd be like, we're calling him Seung the whole time, Seung. And then finally he goes, yeah, I mean, you can always just call me by my nickname that my grandpa calls me. Sunny. It's like, what?
Wait, Sunny June? Bam! We all get it. See?
Suddenly we're like, whoa, man.
That would have been fantastic. And then everyone would have gone in not expecting, like, so much from it. And I think that's a huge thing that happened with Shattered Medallion, is everyone went in expecting the moon, and instead they got two B-plots smashed together to make an A-plot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're expecting the moon to be made of cheese, and then they were sad to just see rock.
Exactly.
But, you know, I don't know. My metaphor sort of died away there. But anyway.
It did. It's okay. But then I think the last one I wanted to talk about for me was Ransom of the Seven Ships.
Yeah.
It could have been so good.
I think the moment you seclude everybody and it's only one other person on the island, it's not going to be good. There should have been some people who showed up at the same time and have it be like Clue style. Shit, like how great would that have been to have Clue on a tropical island?
That's just, and then there were none.
What?
Agatha Christie.
Oh. No, what I'm thinking of.
But yeah. I agree. It would have been better. Because then there would have been more than just, you know, it's like, I don't know. Was it this one guy I don't know? Or was it my best friend and her cousin? I don't know. Who could it have been?
Oh, there's other people on the island. Oh, sure, I'm going to believe you. One other person on the island.
Yeah. Or was it the monkeys? Maybe Bess kidnapped herself. It's like, at the moment you did that, it was bad. It was bad.
Bess was just like, she got so wrapped up in how cute one of the baby monkeys was and just started following it. And she's just lost some work because she started following monkeys. She's like,
exactly.
I loved them. I wanted to keep playing with them.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
Is it my fault they're so cute?
It's exactly what happened. I'm glad you understand.
Oh, and you found a bracelet.
But they could have done so much more with a game where a past villain comes back to take revenge. And yet, we got Ransom of the Seven Ships.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just so sad.
Yeah.
It's just pretty much everyone has agreed together that is the worst game. It's pretty much just objectively the worst game.
It is objectively some bull honky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I personally think that Trail of the Twister is worse because it's even less fun to play for me. I think Trail of the Twister has, like, no redeeming qualities, whereas at least Ransom of the Seven Ships has, like, pretty music and some pretty scenery and some fun puzzles.
I was getting ready to say, but you have more people to talk to in Trail of the Twister, but no, most of the game, they're telling you, I'm sorry, did you do that thing? I can't talk to you until you do that thing.
Yeah, and I just don't like any of the characters in Trail of the Twister, so...
They might as well not be there.
But that's, like, an unpopular opinion. Most people like Trail of the Twister. I just have a deep hatred for that game. So I think I'm going to play it next week.
Oh, good.
But yeah. Ransom of the Seven Ships is pretty much agreed by everyone to be, if not the worst game, one of the worst games. And it could have been so good.
It could have been. You could have been great, kid.
Could have been a contender.
They could have been somebody.
Yeah. So, do you have any other games you want to talk about?
I mean, as always, there are games that I always feel like we could improve upon, like Curse of Blackmore Manor. Yeah, that could have been.
It was great. Don't say it could have been great. It's great.
It could have been so much better. It was just so much. It was. I mean, we were promised alchemy and this weird ritualistic thing, but it was just a weird woman telling a little girl to do.
To drug her stepmother. Yeah. Very true. It was just some weird. Good old domestic abuse.
A weird, unaddressed domestic abuse.
Yeah. And it's just like, oh, and she was grounded for a little while.
Like, bitch needs to go to therapy. I think we're noticing a trend here. These people need to be seeking therapy, and they are actively not. There is an active, plot against therapy and people seeking help in these games.
Yeah. Anything else?
Man.
Okay.
I just think if all these characters went to therapy, everything would be so much better.
If all these characters went to therapy, everything would be better. Ariana Krolmeister, 2019. So that's...
Put that on a t-shirt.
Yeah. Those are the games we think could have been better. They just could have been great. Mm-hmm. If you just tried a little harder.
You just hadn't fucked up.
If you guys would like to tell us games you think could have been great if they had just been improved a little bit more, you can tell us on our Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch.
Yeah. And you can also find us on iTunes, Google Podcast, and Spotify. You can even leave us nice little reviews that maybe we'll get to read. I mean, we will get to read them if you post them, but you have to post them so we can read them. Yeah. Go.
We can't read your mind.
Go. Tell us.
Yeah. Don't go yet, though. Wait a little bit. As a reminder, you can subscribe to our Twitch channel so you can get access to our cute little wine glass emote. And you can also support us on Patreon.
Yeah. Where was Moobot for that?
Yeah, Moobot. So you can get access to Streamcat pictures, as well as podcast night VODs and other cool things. So, as a reminder, I'm Marisa.
I'm Ariana.
And we're the Krolmeister sisters. And we're asking you guys to stay sleuthy.